Right, the next game. So this Myanmar game is happening on the 7th. That is tomorrow Saturday.
Yeah,
And then on the same day, we are going to be having Orlando Pirates against Al Ahly, the defending champions.
No, they are playing against Rabat.
Rabat?
Yeah.
Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates.
I thought Mamelodi.
No, Mamelodi is lower. Orlando Pirates are playing against Al Ahly, and I think it's on the same. Yeah,
that game. Yeah,
it's going to be tough. Yeah,
very tough for Orlando Pirates.
Right.
Very tough. You know, Al Ahly. Let me just say they are the Real Madrid of Africa in terms of the Champions League. Winning it 11 times is not a fluke. 12 rather. 12. Yeah, they won it against last year.
Right. So last year they had a different.
So it's not going to be easy for Orlando Pirates. And for me, Orlando Pirates, they know coming into this game. They definitely know. So if they have to come at them, then they have to come with a plan, a very big plan, how they will overcome their tricks and all that. And for me, the only way they have to do it is to master their own game plan. This is our game plan. And now, let's not give them an idea of what we have in stock. Let's come at them on our own way to be able to, overcome whatever Al Ahly is going to bring. Other than that, for me, it's not going to be easy for Orlando Pirates. Okay. Yes, for me, I even if they do, they definitely are going to fall short of
one way or the other.
Yes, for me, no. Al Ahly is just on a different level. Not even they are not even doing it miraculously like Real Madrid. They will not be performing well. They will come in. For them, they will perform.
They will beat you and beat you.
Exactly.
They'll beat you and beat you.
Yeah. So and they are also an old side doing it all the time. So it is not going to be easy. I remember when we had Kumasi Asante Kotoko in Ghana, Accra House of Folk back in the days, and these were the teams that
were really. I mean, it has given cause to a lot of my followers on this particular channel to ask about Asante Kotoko. Followers from South Africa, where's Asante Kotoko?
Well, Accra House of Folk? Now we are afraid to mention their names, even though.
Amanda, why? Why are you afraid?
If I mention Asante Kotoko now and I mention Al Ahly, I definitely will feel some way.
It's a mismatch.
A very big one now. So
but it used not to be so.
No, I think Al Ahly's first ever Champions League win was against Asante Kotoko.
In the finals.
In the finals, that was 1982. So, and the following year, right after the following year, 1983, Asante Kotoko also beat Al Ahly and won it. Right. So it tells you that then it was head to head. But now I'm afraid I can't mention it.
Let me come to you, Rosa. It's getting exciting and interesting right here.
There's no basis for comparison at all. No. I mean, look, if you check the annual budgets for Al Ahly, not across the season, CAF Champions League budget.
You see, that is where the line will always be drawn.
You cannot compete. You cannot compete.
Finances.
Two games in Africa. 2 games in Africa in terms of budgets will do for the entire season of a Ghanaian club.
Yeah.
Or more.
And how do you compete? How are you going to compete? Well, let's get into the game itself. Orlando Pirates and Al Ahly.
I think that is the pick of the round. I think that's the pick of the round. Right. And, Ahly edge it over Pirates in terms of who the favorite is going into this game. And I mean, if you check the temperature around Pirates, even some fans of DS are not overly confident against Al Ahly in Orlando, in South Africa. but I mean, these two sides have ever met in the final of the Champions League way back 2013. Back then it was a 2-legged affair. So the first game in Egypt, the first game in South Africa was a 1-1 scoreline. The legendary Abu Trika, remember him?
Oh man, Mohamed Abu
Trika.
Man, this was a footballer.
It's a shame on CAF that this guy never really won Africa Football of the Year. Shamefully enough, what CAF had to do was to carve out another award for him. For African players who plied their club treat in Africa. Shamefully enough.
It's so shameful.
It was wrong for an African-based player
To win
to be
CAF
Africa Footballer
player.
of the Year
It doesn't make sense.
and leave players playing in Europe. You know, so at that time, his Al Ahly was dominating.
Yeah.
Egypt were also winning the AFCON and all that, and their players were doing very, very well. So in that game, I mean, he gave Al Ahly the lead by, I mean, a superb free kick. And then they were pegged back by Ntlaba, who scored for Pirates. Return leg in Egypt, Cairo International Stadium, Ali won 2-0 to win the title. You understand? But Pirates have been searching for long because the last time they won the tournament was in 95.
Right.
Afterwards, only 2 seasons ago in 2022, they lost in Ivory Coast in the final. You understand? So there is some history to this game. And coming into this game, I agree with Armando that Al Ahly are very hot favorites in this game. If you check how they won their last match 4-2. I thought the scoreline didn't even reflect the game. They were more dominant than the scoreline suggested. So kudos to their opponents, Stade Abidjan in that game.
Right.
Now look at this. I've read from former South African international Benny McCarthy. Remember him? Formerly of Manchester United. That striker.
Right.
So he is concerned about the depth, the squad depth of Pirates, and also the quality they have at their disposal. And look, they lost at home to Stellenbosch in the South African Premier Soccer League. They lost at home. So going into this game, there's not that confidence against an Al Ahly side that is coming to their stadium. And so he is concerned that they may not have the depth in squad to go through the campaign in Africa, because you would have to pay attention to Africa, pay attention to the Premier Soccer League, maybe some cup games domestically. Yeah. So it doesn't look very, very good for Pirates going into this game. Ahly are flying high, and they are gunning for their third successive title in recent times. Right. Can you imagine this? What is more dominant than this? I mean, I agree with Armando. Real Madrid of Africa football. Madrid have won the Champions League for how many times? 13? Also?
No, it's 14.
14.
15 rather.
15
times. 15. They are the current champions.
15. Al Ahly are 12. So let's see how they can play catch up to their European counterparts.
Yes.
Right.
I think it will be difficult, for Pirates, but Pirates may want to rise to the occasion.
Right. Let's see how that goes. Yeah. What's your scoreline for this game?
I'm sorry, my South African family, but it's not going to be
for Orlando Pirates.
Yes. But they should put up a fight. For me, I always love that teams always try to give a fight, whatever the opponent, whoever the opponent is. And Orlando Pirates is a decent side. So for me, 3-1 will be okay for Al Ahly.
3-1, right.
My prediction may shock you. Pirates may get a draw.
A draw? Wow.
At home to Al Ahly.
That would be huge.
Pesitao, Al Ahly's coach, you know, when he goes into a game, he goes in with all guns blazing. He doesn't want to waste time. He wants to win every game and wrap it up in time. But I think Pirates can spring a surprise and get and end a draw against Al Ahly. It's possible.
That would be very huge.
The politicians say it's possible.
Right, and I think for me, it's going to be a difficult game because I mean these are two clubs that know each other very well, and regardless of what is happening to what's the name? Pirates, but I still feel that they are still a force to reckon with in one way or the other. But I mean, you cannot. Al Ahly has been consistent over the years, and for me, I think yes, is still going to be a good game. But I still see Al Ahly winning this game. I mean, convincingly. Yeah. For me, I see a 4-1 in favor of Al Ahly. Now, Stade d'Abidjan plays Belouizdad in Abidjan.
Well, that's the West African hope.
Yes.
Right.
I mean that club has also risen for some time now.
Right.
I mean, if you check Ivorian football in the last decade or so, it was about ASEC Mimosa, ASEC Mimosa, that academic club.
Right.
But today it is no more ASEC. ASEC is, I mean, they have fizzled out and all that. Even if they are still in existence, but they do not pull their weight like they used to do. And it has also contributed to a certain drop in the quality of Ivorian football. Because when that club was very good to go in the CAF Champions League, you saw that there was a certain transition in the Ivorian national teams, especially the senior national team, the Elephants. So I mean, Stade Abidjan, they hold the hopes of an Ivorian country and a West African sub-region in this competition. I want to favor them over Belouizdad. Yes, I want to favor them over Belouizdad because a certain responsibility falls on their shoulders, and that is not to take away the threats Belouizdad comes with into this game in Abidjan. It may be an away game for them. If you check the predictions on the net, I mean, go look at how the game has been previewed by some outlets. You see that the odds are even against Stade Abidjan, even though they had a home side. If you understand, so it means that Belouizdad come with some brute force. But I believe that from where I sit and observe, Stade Abidjan should be able to neutralize that force and maybe record a slim win against Belouizdad.
Right.
Well, this time around, I want to agree with Rose because I think Belouizdad are not in the level I expect them to be at the moment because if you look at the last game against Orlando Pirates, they didn't really, do so well. I think
they lost.
Yes, they lost. So for me, it is not going to be an easy game for them. And Stade Abidjan playing at home is definitely going to be a boost for them. So definitely, I think I'll give them the favorite as well. Stade
Abidjan. Okay. So what do you think they were going to win by? Slim margin.
2-1.
2-1. Right.
Yeah.
I think for me, I also go for a 2-1 margin for Stade Abidjan because I agree with the points you put across. Now let's look at the next game. The next game on the same day, on that same Saturday, we're having MC Alger versus Young Africans. Young Africans.
I admire that club.
Right.
I recently saw how they are unveiled a new signing.
They are very, very professional, very top. If you follow them on social media, you know what they are doing.
And I think our clubs here have a lot to learn from a club like Young Africans.
Tanzania,
Younger, who only 10 years ago, you see, if you saw them back then and they compare them to what is happening today, there's a vast difference, and that is improvement and growth in the administration of that club. But the common denominator is that they also have had some injection of money. That's all. That's the common denominator. And not only Young Africans, Tanzanian clubs have also been pulling up their weight for some time now. Just look at this. Tanzania, Prince, Tanzania.
Right.
What is there to say basically about the Tanzanian league? But look at how their clubs are doing well in Africa, always making it to the money zone in the CAF Champions League, and some of them making it to the CAF Confederations Cup. I think that Younger have earned what they are getting today, and they plan for it. They are now executing it. I admire them from afar, and I want them to go as far as possible in this competition.
Right.
It's difficult for me to predict against them. Maybe I am being biased here because I love them so much.
Right.
But I mean, they must take every game as it comes. Sometimes you get excited about playing against a Sundowns and Ahly, a Zamalek in the quarterfinal, and then you forget about what is staring you in the face in the group stage, and then you lose focus and attention. I think that they must take a game as it comes.
They have to win this game.
I favor Younger, and I'm a big fan of theirs.
Right. What do you see in this game?
Well, this is going to be a very tricky game. If you look at both sides, their performances in their various leagues is quite good. Young Africans on the third position in the Tanzanian league.
Right.
Likewise, Alger is also second in their league. So
Algerian league.
It's going to be a very tricky game. But I definitely will favor Young Africans because I think they have that quality. They have that motivation. To actually go into any game and then have a good result.
And I particularly watched their game against Young Africans against Al Hilal. It was a game that Young Africans should have won because they played better football than but unfortunately they weren't able to take their chance.
They are good on the ball. Individually, they are good on the ball.
Good.
So this game
very well.
This game is similar to the one between. I think we previewed the match.
Is it
Moroccan club?
Sundowns.
Is it
Moroccan club against against a Southern African club, if I can remember. It's similar.
Okay.
You understand? I think the first game
is it Raja Casablanca against Maniema Union?
Against, I think that game, Maniema from Congo, right?
Congo, yes.
So I think this game is similar to that one.
That game, yeah.
So Raja from North Africa.
Right.
You have MC Alger from North Africa. Algeria. You understand? And now this is also a different club from another sub-region. So I think that there's a difference in style between these two clubs.
Yeah.
Now, whose style is better and will outwit whose style? I still want to favor Yanga.
Yeah, for me, I think I from what I saw, I mean, in their first round games, I think if they really take advantage of their chances, they are going to win this game. I mean, by 2-0. I don't know what you think.
Well, I for me, I also think if they are able to take their chances
for the play, they are good.
Yeah,
they are
just take
good.
your chances.
Just taking the chances.
Exactly.
Prince, and if I may point out, one other advantage, and I mentioned about they having good height, the North African players.
Right.
So it gives them an upper hand in set pieces.
Right. Yeah.
You concede a lot of corner kicks, and then you are taking risks. You concede a lot of free kicks close to your goal. You are taking risks. It's the matter of flighting the ball in, and then they are mostly they are taller than West African players, if you understand, and even Southern African players.
Right.
It's a matter of just leaping and then nodding the ball home. So if you consider a lot of free kicks around your goal and corner kicks against these North African countries or clubs, it's bad for you.
Yeah.
Well, your prediction on that game?
I think Yanga will win.
Scoreline?
I think Yanga will win. Prince, I think Yanga will win.
Right. For me, I think as I said, they will win by 2 goals. They have a player. I mean, Stefan Aziz-Ki. I mean, is absolutely great player, solid player, and I see them winning. As you said, they've invested a lot, and if it is evident on their operations, and you know that this is a club that actually knows what they are doing.
Yeah.
And I'm particularly rooting for them as well in the CAF Champions League. I mean, that is what we want in African football. I mean, teams should be able to invest and make the league very interesting, just as we watch other leagues as well. Now let's get into the last 2 games, last 3 games. I think we have Asfar is playing Sundowns on Saturday.
Charlie, this
Sundowns.
Sundowns. I don't know. There are some particular teams that if they don't get results, I'm shocked. Like the way they play, and if they don't get results, it surprises me a lot. One of them is Sundowns. The style of play they do, like everybody's good on the ball. Every player is good on the ball. So for me, if they play and the game ends and I see them drawing or losing, I get baffled. But that's football for you.
Right.
Like Rosa said, it's just a matter of putting your plan across and then executing it. So if the opponent are good in the air, they tend to float in the balls. Yeah. And they are not good at that aspect. Definitely, they would love to have possession of the ball, move with the ball quickly, and then overrun you and then score. So for me, it's going to be a very different game as compared to the first game Sundowns played. Now it's going to be a more tactical team against a more, aggressive team. So that's how I see this game. And of course, South Africa is for me one of the countries that has a good definition of good football. Let's see how they implement this in this game. Create more chances and outpace your opponent and then score. But without, like Rosa said, the North African teams definitely they will use their stature, their strength and all that to actually come after you. So for me, a tough game, different style of plays, but I definitely would love to see Sundowns winning.
Right.
Sundowns. Armando says Ahly are the Madrid of Africa. I think South Africa, they're the England of Africa. South Africa national team. You understand? They are perennial underachievers. They never really go and win the Euros. They don't win the World Cup. It's just like South Africa. They go to the AFCON. They play beautiful football. They don't win it. I still maintain that. Look, and okay, let me say arguably, South Africa in Africa have got more talented players, individually talented players than most African countries, if not all African countries. Honestly, I agree. Look, you see, Sundowns, they call them the Brazilians.
Yeah.
The style they exude on the ball, you must admire them watching them. You just must admire them. And that is how they do interpositional play, how they're able to transition possession from defense to midfield to attack.
Beautiful.
And you see, some people have gone so far in the game. We are lagging behind. You know what over there they do, especially in Europe? So after the game, they study the game and then they see that what was the average seconds it took for the ball to be transitioned from defense to attack. So if they saw that, okay, it took 45 seconds, for example, they work at reducing it.
Right.
That is how scientific they go. That is how scientific they go. But we don't even look at these things in our part of the world. No. How can we play catch up?
When there is a problem, they know where the problem is and how to.
So out of the 45 seconds, how long did it take to transition from defense to midfield? Let's see what is the average seconds. How do we beat it down?
Right.
So it's about getting the ball quicker to your opponent's territory. Look, Sundowns do it so well, but what they lack is end product.
Yeah.
They don't have end product. You see them and then you are like, they are practically like the Pep Guardiola Barcelona, 2009 to 2011, who practically wanted to walk the ball into the net.
Yeah.
But they have a Messi, they have a Xavi, they have an Iniesta. You don't have these players. What do? Shoot from distance.
Yeah.
If you have watched Sundowns, you'll agree with me. They hardly shoot from distance.
Right.
They want to use their skill to pass the ball into the net.
Right.
And sometimes, the opponent will not sit down watching you. You must shoot from distance.
Shoot.
And you know, so I agree if Armando says that they play the ball well, admirably, they don't score.
Right.
You must score to win a football match. You don't win a football match by possession. If you understand. So I think that they must come to the party at long last.
Okay.
This is a club that lacks nothing in terms of finance.
Yeah.
You agree with me?
Yeah, I agree.
Sundowns poach players from Europe back to South Africa and all that.
I think there are 2 Brazilians
in their squad.
Or is it 1 or 2? I'm not sure.
It's hard, but I think that far from Morocco, right? AS far from Morocco.
Morocco, yeah.
Not a small club at all. So they also come with their own pedigree.
Yeah.
But this game is played in Pretoria,
Right.
in South Africa. I think that I want to put my head on the chopping board and go for Sundowns against all odds. I know they've not been doing well
Against
recently,
Sundowns,
but
that's in Group B,
they can use this game to bounce back.
Right. You also
Well,
go for
I
Sundowns?
still no, I don't see it
Against Sundowns, he says against Sundowns.
What's your score like?
It's definitely going to be a tough game. I think he's going to be played in Morocco.
In Morocco,
Far.
Yeah, so
Morocco,
that's where for me I favor far.
Okay.
Yes.
I think Sundowns will have
What's your
confidence
score like?
2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm with Sundowns on this because looking at how
That's
what
why
happened.
you're a fan of Sundowns. You're a fan of Sundowns. That's all. Charlie.
Looking at what happened in the last game, they must win this particular game because as you've clearly pointed out, this is clearly a talented
Group of
club
people,
with group of people.
Yeah.
I don't see why they wouldn't be able to win this particular game. And as I said, coming from the loss, in the first round, they definitely will want to make sure that going forward they are able to, put themselves in a position that would, be instructive, so that they can advance towards the money zone of the competition. Right.
So Sundowns going away, right?
Yeah,
Sundowns going away. It will be difficult for Sundowns.
Right.
Sundowns
But
will be
I
very.
still feel Sundowns will win.
Sundowns will be very, very. They should be proud to go away with 1 point.
1 point. For me, I think it's a win. It's a win for Sundowns, 2-1. I understand what you want to say, but it's fine. Right, quickly, let's do the last 2 games and then we get out of here. So Joliba Pyramid game will be played on the 8th. That's on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
On Sunday. So Joliba Pyramid, quickly, because we time is far gone.
For me, I definitely will favor
Pyramids, of course.
They've been one
Solid,
of the
solid.
solid teams in Africa. So for me, I definitely would not just sit down and say I favor them. They have to work for it. Show your work, and then definitely you you definitely go away with the win.
Right.
Yes.
Joliba will be busy admiring the pyramids of Giza, and Pyramid will beat them. They will be busy admiring the pyramids
Egyptian
of Giza,
pyramids.
and Giza and pyramids will beat them.
Right. So what do you think this game?
3-1.
3-1 for
Yeah,
Pyramid.
Pyramid for me. Yeah, I think so.
Outright win.
Outright.
I
think
it may be an easy win for Pyramids.
easy.
Yeah.
For me, I agree with that. I think it's going to be 2-0 for Pyramids. Let's look at the last game. It's going to be tough. Al Hilal TP Mazembe. Another tough game. Al Hilal.
Yes.
In my last video, I actually narrated them, but they really proved
You underrated me.
Al Hilal.
Hey. For real.
I said they were going to lose against Young Africans, because Young Africans, I mean, of course, are also good. You know, let me come to you, Amando.
Yes. Another
Hilal,
tough
TP
game.
Mazembe.
Another tough game. TP Mazembe is one of my.
You know, their women are the current women's CAF Women's Champions.
Because they have a woman president.
President.
Barbara doing very well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so TP Mazembe will definitely have to fight for 3 points against Al Hilal. Despite being one of the big teams we have in Africa. Actually also winning it five times. So it's not going to be easy for Al Hilal. And Al Hilal playing at home also have an advantage.
Yeah.
So that's where the toughness come into play from TP Mazembe. And for me,
I think in the adapted home, is Al Hilal, Sudan.
Well, their national team used not to play. I don't know the current state of where they play.
I'm not sure it's going to be at home. But
if they are playing
at home, wherever they are playing.
Exactly.
they may want to run to Libya or somewhere close to Sudan.
Yes, so for me, I think it's going to be tough for TP Mozambique, and being one of the best in Africa, definitely Al Hilal will give them tough time. Nonetheless, I see this game ending a draw.
I think a win for Al Hilal. I think Al Hilal will beat TP. Yeah, I think Al Hilal.
I also see a draw. I see a 1-1 draw for this particular.
I think Al Hilal will beat TP. Yes, TP have got some clout, but Al Hilal would want to consolidate their wins and performance going.
They are very efficient. When they get the opportunities, they bury it.
And also the Sudanese players, there's that good height they also come with. You see them with their frames and all. I think that they can outwit their way around TP.
Right, guys. I think that will be the last game for the second round of games. I don't know if you have anything else to add. We are done.
All right. So just to be sure, the game is going to play in Mauritania. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's
the adapted.
yes, exactly.
For Al Hilal.
Yes. For Al Hilal.
Prince, I think that the CAF Champions League is a very interesting league. Very, very interesting league. What it needs is an injection of capital for sponsorship reasons. I think that when that happens, and then there should be some equitable distribution, and various national federations, football federations, must cut support from governments. I think if central governments take interest in their clubs in their various countries and then assist them by way of corporate sponsorship and all that, they can also pull their weight. I just wish I could mention one Ghanaian club in this.
Unfortunately, Ghana is still, struggling to get to the level of, the level that we used to be.
We need another normalization.
All right, guys. This is CAF special, CAF Confederation, CAF Champions League special. Teams that are going to be playing over the week through to the weekend, from Friday to Saturday and Sunday. This is our predictions of the game and our conversations around the games as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're watching for the first time. Smash the like button, and also let us know which part of Africa you're watching us from as well. And whatever issues you have to comment about, feel free to comment in the comment section. And we'll be back with more. My name is Prince. I'm done. Peace.
We are.